Arguably the toughest trip to the Final Four of each of this year's number one seeds. Although I'm picking UConn to advance past the first weekend and have them on my bracket to reach the Final Four, the Huskies, no question, have a very difficult path to Phoenix. The Iowa State Cyclones are UConn's toughest challenge in the East region. Illinois got the toughest draw in a region that features four conference tournament champions, not to mention Auburn, who could stand in UConn's way of repeat. A team that could bust your brackets are the Auburn Tigers, but after one of the most dominating seasons in recent history, UConn is a very popular pick to win it all. A matchup with Auburn in the Sweet 16 would be a heck of a game. Predictive metrics have favored the Tigers all season, ranking them as the fourth best team in the country. An SEC title should illustrate just how balanced they are between the perimeter and interior on both ends of the floor, which is extremely impressive, right? The continuity, the tenacious defense, aggressive play. They became physical enough to compete. Bruce Pearl has done an outstanding job with player development, and that has set the stage for potential championships. Their opponent is the number 13 seed Yale, who got a buzzer beater to represent the Ivy League. Auburn gets the win. Not going to be easy, but I think they get the win. Got to be able to handle the pressure, but I got Auburn. To me, the most intriguing matchup in the East is Florida Atlantic versus Northwestern. 8 versus 9. There's a lot of conversation about FAU getting an 8. It's baffling to a lot of people that they are getting a seed that high. They'll see a very good Northwestern team that features one of the best point guards in the country. It should be a good one. UConn is obviously everybody's popular choice, mine included, but Auburn can pull off an upset in the Sweet 16. I think UConn prevails, but it will be a very competitive game. They'll face Iowa State in the Elite Eight. The possibility of the Cyclones punching their ticket to the Elite Eight is not far-fetched when they have an easier path than Illinois. Everything that we know about Illinois is that they are a very dangerous team. Put another way, this team has everything it needs to win a national title. This is an Illinois team that has won 10 of 13 games heading into the NCAA tournament, and they're playing some of their best ball, winning 4 straight quad 1 games. It is built for a deep run into April. One of the toughest outs in the tournament, Washington State, Drake. Another matchup I want to see. Kyle Smith has done a terrific job. They've had an outstanding year. This is a team that's disciplined, and if not careful, the Cougars can beat you. They're a tough out. They'll take on the Drake Bulldogs. Tucker DeVries and his play continues to be recognized nationally. I'm taking the Bulldogs to beat Washington State. It is not a given. Drake has a lot of firepower, so that's why I'm taking Drake. Morehead State stands out to me a lot. Keep an eye on Morehead State. They got one of the best players in the nation, Riley Minix. San Diego State, UAB, another game to look out for. The Aztecs were in the Final Four last year and looking for another deep run after a wonderful Cinderella story ended in the national championship game a year ago. I got to go with UAB. And while it's tricky and while they don't show off any traits of a Cinderella, UAB keeps itself in games, made threes at an unusually high rate. So they've got a chance here. I don't know this one I don't know about this one. It's hard. I'm having a hard time with this one. In fact, this is one I have struggled with looking at the bracket. San Diego State has allowed opponents to shoot just 30.5% from three. They are defensive oriented. It's what they prioritize more than anything, defense. I guess that's why this is deemed the toughest region of them all. Given the level of difficulty UConn faces, I still think in the end they survive this field that's really tough to predict.